families in New Orleans that I almost didn't make the self-made decision because so much, but along the way, I realized that I couldn't really be myself in any of those situations. You know what I'm saying? If my heart was to make the best pizza ever, I couldn't do that working at McDonald's because they want me to make the quarter pounders as best I can. So I was like, nah, man, I got a different plan. I got to branch out and do my own thing. And to say, and I tell you this, saying that you started it at 30, in my heart, the whole time that I was on both of those labels, all through my youth and through my 20s, I was like, Operation Blow before you're 30. And when it got to 27 and 26, and shit wasn't going the way it was supposed to go because I was a part of another machine, I was like, you know what? I gotta fucking just roll the dice and see and do this shit. And the universe just blessed me because not many people would have made that decision because I was set up. I
It was
could have just,
easy.
you
It
know what I'm
was
saying?
easy. It could have
I
been
was set
easy.
up either way, you know what I'm saying? If I had sat still and just waited for it to come the way they wanted it to come to me, but you know, sometimes you want to go and get that shit yourself, bro.
Was it age that the itch started, more and more, or was it always there? Was it always there?
It was always there, but I knew I needed to soak up a lot of game, and I was blessed to be in those situations that I was in, and a fool would have walked away early. You know what I'm saying? Before building friendships and things of that nature. You know,
Yeah.
it never was a secret what I planned on doing. That I had my own ideas and my own designs, and either of those other labels that I was on, I was always vocal about what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that's how it worked out so smooth, and the blessing was worked out the way it did. You know what I'm saying?
So when did music become important to you?
Man, the first time like I really could hear and have a recognition of what was playing to me.
Well, do you remember, like, was it a song? Was it an artist? Did you see somebody? What was it?
I believe, well, the first song I heard that ever had me wanting to do anything was Slick Rick's Children's Story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was
The
it?
first concert I went to was Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation. And she changed clothes like 90 times. And at one point the the crowd was roaring for her, and she cried on stage. But I was a kid, so I believed that New Orleans moved her to tears and that she didn't cry at
At
every
every other
show on
concert.
the
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
fucking.
yeah.
Like, it took for my dad to be like, bruh, like, you think, do you think she cried because you were in the crowd? He shot me straight. You know what I'm saying? But then when I got older, I realized she did that so she could go off stage to change and for set design and shit like that. And I learned all kind of ways to where I was like, if I ever do get my chance to give myself to my listeners and people who believe in me on stage, I want to make it, that type of a show. And even though I'm not like a big arena
Yeah, yeah.
artist, I still hear about how revered my live concerts are, how much people care about them, and how much they are missed during this pandemic situation. I'm actually blessed with the opportunity to perform on April 20th. I'll be performing for 420, first time in a long time in Houston, so that's gonna be the shit. Well, we'll have a few cases
There you go.
over there in the green room.
We'll
We'll be fine.
we'll hook you up. Who is it's never just you. So who were some of the people back then who were in your corner?
Yo, honestly, bro, my manager, and it's tough because sometimes I get caught up referring to him as my manager, but that's really like my homeboy. So I don't really know how to handle it. You know how to
Yep.
say that, but Musa rode with me the whole time, like from each situation until we developed our own thing, and a couple of my homeboys who don't do music. You know what I'm saying? They roll with me the whole time because fuck else was anybody gonna do?
But you need, even if they're not in it though, you need those people.
Hell
You know,
yeah,
when
because
shit's
you know
bad,
what?
you need them.
They got
You
to
need
come to the
them.
studio with you
Yep.
and keep you from going fuck off and other shit and digging around on the phone and answering text messages and pulling off and going and getting the bullshit. You got a couple of your homeboys with you, and they believe in it,
Yep.
and to see somebody believing that what you're trying to do may work out in such a manner that they will also be straight, that you will find a way to create a lane for them to take care of themselves too. That motivates you and makes you keep going because motherfuckers are, in a sense, counting on you.
But I was going to say, does that give you a sense of, and it's not a good sense, responsibility? Because
Yeah.
it's up to
Hell
you.
yeah.
You got to start
Hell yeah.
taking
I,
care of
I
it.
say that I say that all the time, and I don't feel like it's not a burden, and it's not something that I say to take anything away from anybody who I do something for. You know what I'm saying? Because I can open up a lane for you, but if you don't have it all up there, then
Yeah.
that lane will close. So
Yeah.
that's a testament to the circle that I move with, because anytime we push a button and say, okay, now we want to start this apparel line. Now we want to start this sports agency. Now we want to put these bikes out. Now we want to do it. Every time we push a button, the shit is successful. So that means that the people that have been around me the whole time were just chomping at the bit for their chance to show me how important the opportunity is and to help my shit grow further, because the bigger my shit get, the bigger their shit get,
Correct.
and the tree just goes further and further, and the
Correct.
branches grow into their own motherfucking trees. This Jet Life is a tree where the branches have turned into trees. So
Where
I know that doesn't exist in nature, but it's a tree that grew up and then each branch turned into its own motherfucking tree
is that
with
what you
branches.
is that what you imagine Jet Life always being?
Yes, that's exactly what I always imagined it being.
And Jet Life goes way back.
Shit, yeah.
And
I just been cooking for I don't even know. We need one of those like established since or how many years in the game. One of those type of patches on one of our jackets. But you know how when you live in it,
yep.
you're not checking the score, or documenting it, or like looking to see. I'm not pulling my phone out, videotaping it because I'm living it. So
Yep.
when it's done and I kick back and I'm just playing chess and shit in the crib, I could look at this in the Time magazine or something and look at what the fuck we did, you know?
Do you do any of that over the past 10 years? Do you look back?
Nah, I don't.
Why?
Because I don't want to get caught up in the look how far we came, you know, shit, because that feels like putting your hands like this and
Yeah.
crossing your legs like you're in a hammock, and that's not what's going on. We still running. We don't have time to do that right now. It's so much more to get that I know I have to get before I could fucking kick back in the hammock. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know
It's not time, you
do,
know?
do you know what that kickback looks like? Do you have an idea of what that should feel like?
Like Rick Ross's house.
Yeah.
I
No, that's
believe
fair.
it'll be like when all my blue cars are in one garage and all the gray cars are in one garage and there's red cars in the garage and there's a helicopter thing,
Yep.
and they
Yep.
shoot Coming to America 3 in
Yep.
my fucking house, you know, then bam. Then I'll
Just a
probably, and you know what, bro? Probably not then, because that motherfucker's not in a hammock
yeah.
looking at how far
Yep.
he's fucking
Yep.
he's
He's
fucking
on
coming.
the
He's in the
next.
studio.
Yep.
Or he's in here. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Like fucking seeing what the fuck we talking about, because we might spark another idea for him that'll get him more fucking acres.
So
So, you know.
did you learn? And I'm curious because to me, I pick up conversations like this. I learn from talking to people. I learn from. I'm picking my spots. What did you pick up from No Limits? What did you pick up from Wayne? What did you
To
pick up
live,
from Young
okay,
Money?
from both of those situations, I learned to live where I am right now. I'm in the studio. And if my product is music. So there's really nowhere else. Where the fuck else should I be at?
Yeah.
Like where else can I create this at? If a motherfucker was, you know, whatever you are, you play basketball, you always in the gym. It's the motherfucker who the first there and the last to leave, shooting 200 free throws after the game and all that shit. You might as well play it that way. You know what I'm saying? That's what I garnered from both of those situations. Master P was fucking a machine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just constantly kind of just make it, package it. Let's go, because one of them gonna hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Something gonna hit. Then you sitting around a motherfucker like Wayne, where everyone is hitting.
Yeah.
Everything that he does is hitting,
Yeah.
but he'll still sit in this motherfucker like they're not hitting and continue to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my mixtape drive came from sitting around my buddy. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely something I walked away from the homie with. That I was like, you might well just keep banging them out.
Do you think, and since you've been so consistent for so long, and now you've got social media, now you've got these artists.
I'm honored to hear you speaking so well and unrehearsed about my accolades in the industry, bro. It touches my heart. Thanks a lot, man.
No,
You're a fucking dope person, man. Oh wait, one time, shout out to my brother. This
there you
shit's
go.
nuts.
That's right. There
Shout
you
out
go.
to my brother, man. This
Gang,
is insane. I'm gonna wait until we're done. This battle right here keep me more professional. When I'm done, then yeah, you know.
So, but do you see? To me, and I sound like an old person now when I say this, is younger people think it's easy. It's just fucking easy. Like you got to hit.
It's looking pretty easy. If I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if it would have worked for me if I was in that age bracket. I think what worked for me was that's not the time I came up in.
Yep.
Like what worked for me is that I caught like the last little wave where it kind of mattered. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not that it doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't matter about the quality of the music. The style of music mattered differently and when I got in. So me paying homage to 90s artists and everybody who I listened to, that got me a lot of ears. People were giving me a chance because of the beats I chose to rap on, and it reminded them of the hip hop that they grew up to and shit. So that's what worked for me. The sound has changed tremendously now, but what I realize is there's good and there's bad with anything, with any genre. So I feel like this new rap music, it's a different genre, you know, than what we were doing. I don't know where I would have fit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the kids who reach longevity and will be around are the ones who realize who we are and what we did the same way. I would tip my hat to Camp Low and everybody I listen to coming up. There are some that are geniuses and will be around for a long time. And some of them, even though it's not a style of music that I would make, I have found songs I like and artists that I like because what's good is good, no matter how you slice it. You know what I'm saying?
Where do you find inspiration for your music, for your lyrics? Where do you get it?
My life.
Yeah.
My life. I can't really talk about nobody else shit. You know what I'm saying? Just my life and what I seen and friends I lost. A lot of my homies who took more risks than I did at a younger age, and I would be envious of them at that time because motherfuckers was like 16 going to get a Corvette or some shit. But at the same time, they might not have seen 19. They
What do
might
you
not
think?
have lived to be 19 or 20.
What?
You know what I'm saying? So
Why didn't that happen to you?
because I was I was focused on doing something else, and I always figured like, well, if I get arrested or murdered, there's no way I'll
There's
be
no.
able to make these songs.
Yeah.
I just figured it wouldn't work. You know what I'm saying? I've seen, you know, there've been some posthumous albums that have gone to the top, but those guys were alive and put out a good bit of music too. So I had to at least
No,
get to that part.
but I remember talking. I did Self Made with Nipsey, and I loved listening to him. But the way he described it and where he grew up, he just saw people on, in the corner just working their ass off, and he wanted to do that. He just wanted to
Dig it.
sell. He didn't want to. That's what he wanted to do. He saw something and he went for it.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, hell yeah. That's pretty much it. You know, that's it. Everybody sees and wants, but people keep it internal because they're afraid of what everybody else will think about them once they step out on faith and try to make their move. And
Correct.
what people gonna say looks stupid, and what people will say won't work, and what people say they won't do. So they never make the move. They never do it. And what happens is they become bitter, and they become the crowd that they were concerned about. They become a naysayer. They become the person who's like, oh, I wouldn't. It's because they're afraid. You know what I'm saying? So there's something that has to tick inside of you when you recognize somebody who was brave enough to ignore the naysayers. You
Yeah.
know what
It's
I'm
hard.
saying?
It's
And what
hard.
may have, yeah, it is terrifying to do
Yep.
because you got motherfuckers who aren't even stepping out and trying to start some business on their own. You got motherfuckers who are just trying to post a picture of their shoes on Instagram, but they nervous because a motherfucker might be like, yo, those are whack, son. Fucking boo and boo 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 boo. And you might have fucking 13 followers. Nobody even really give a fuck about who said they don't like your shoes, man. Keep going. But some people don't give a fuck and they break out and they do their shit. The universe rewards those
So
people, man.
so social media, so songs, who decides what you put out?
Me.
You don't, no one else has say. You ask opinions, you get asked
Yeah,
ideas.
well, yeah, we sit around here and if any of my brothers feel like, all right, you missed the mark this
Yeah, yeah,
time.
yeah.
If I ever heard you missed the mark, bro, then y'all wouldn't even hear it. You would never hear that song if it was told to me I missed the mark in the house here. We would figure out how to fix that. You know what I'm saying? And if I feel one of my brothers missed the mark, I will say like, okay, this is not it. Let's go back to the drawing board before we roll this out and everybody else tells you, because it's gonna hurt worse when everybody else fucking tells you. So you know,
Are 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 you surprised how wrong you are and I am on your own idea of what success is, and then you know what? That song just blows up. You never expected
um, every time,
it.
because when we put a project together, I think that whatever song I like the most is probably uh higher up in the track listing. I immediately get it out the way. But once the project drops and I'm you know, checking reviews and seeing what people are saying, because I do, I don't let it sway me so much, but I do check.
Yep.
I see people saying, "Oh, track 9 or this and this,
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
the
yeah.
one." Blah blah blah. I'm like, that's the one, because I was never thinking that was the one, bro. Like that shit almost didn't make the album, but they like it. So you got to realize it's not for you. Long as you're happy with everything, generally, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to love every record, but you got to be satisfied with the
Sure.
quality of everything you do and then put it out there for people to make their choices. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking I don't know if the guy from the McDonald's has tried the vegan burger. But you know what I'm saying? He knows
Yeah.
that people want that motherfucker, so
That's right.
he's got to get. He wants the best one. I want the Beyond Burger, so we'll throw that motherfucker on there. You know.
Um, do you remember the success
A lot
side? Do
of
you
food
remember?
references, but I'm not
I.
hungry. I ate before I came. I ate before I got here. I'm not even hungry.
It's the Belaire. Do you remember the first time someone recognized you through music?
Uh, um, yeah, yep,
When
yeah.
was it? What was it?
Uh, there was Master P was on 106 in Park. I didn't make the trip, but he played like a clip of a video that we were working on or something, and I was in the mall that evening because uh I was going to like take care of my phone bill or some shit. And this is like way back in the game.
Sure.
All right, so this is like after school,
Yep.
going to pay the phone bill, and these chicks are walking to the beauty store like in the morning, like, girl, that's he was on 106 and Park with Master P. No, I was like, and I kind of like repositioned my
Yeah.
chain, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying, in case they wanted to make sure, but nothing ever happened out of that. But I was like, oh shit, I
Does
should
it feel
watch. I should make sure I'm a little
you?
snazzy when I leave. There's no telling who's gonna be out here.
Does it feel just as good today?
For somebody to nah, I don't. What I like, man, is for somebody to show me or tell me what they've achieved based on what they heard.
Mm.
All right, like a motherfucker tell me like, yo, man, I got two different stories. I got one dude who's like, man, this shit got me through school.
Yep.
I opened my business, painted all the walls myself to this music, filled my display cases, blah blah. This is my first $5 I made. Bang bang bang. All of this was to you, and wanted to give me the $5. All right, that he had in the frame in his business. I also ran into a person who was like, dig, I got shot fucking to bits. This one homie got shot, I don't know how many times. And his whole rehab thing was set to my mixtapes. And he's like doing layups and fucking full on like 110%, you know what I'm saying? Better, you know what I'm saying? But based on the music, like I found the strength just in jamming the tapes because that people he was like, you was dead in the game. Like I thought it was over for you when you left Cash Money. He thought I got dropped from Cash Money. Like dude just told me the
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah.
The hood gonna lay it on you. Like, oh,
Yep.
man, when they dropped you, son, and then you did your thing, bro. I'm like, man, this nigga came back from anything. So dude just did his rehab and shit and shook back from all them fucking bullets based on the music I make. And I don't even make songs about getting shot or no shit
Sure.
like that, but he related to my struggle and likened it to his and fucking bounced all
But
the way back. And that
but
shit was strong as fuck to
I
me.
I think that it's inspiring, but I can also imagine, first few years of you doing music, you didn't think that's going to have an effect on people. You know what and that was
No,
like at some point it changed for you like shit, I'm having an effect on people. This is really cool. Like when does that happen?
after you hear that a few times, like after a couple motherfuckers like get married based on you, like we met at your concert, this is our baby 3 years
Yep.
down the line, because I've been in this shit long enough to have walked with people who started families and shit
Yep.
around jet life, or,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying, and around that idea and meeting and motherfuckers who grew plants and did all kind of shit together just based on the music. You know what I'm saying? So every year that I've been around, I've heard more and more stories. So it affects the way I move my pen because I know that it might push somebody else. So I have no way of knowing what you're going through, but I can tell you about everything that I'm dealing with because you'll find your way to relate to it from there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, you'll find what how to liken your situation to it. It's just like the way the Bible is.
Yep.
It's not none of those stories can help you deal with how you're going to deal with the bully at school, or if you're going to get these rims or not. But if you look at it the right way, you can find how, you know what I'm saying? I always
Yep.
say, like, my mom can break it down and tell me how this is the same as what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's
You
why
can
you
fit
put the
yourself
music out,
into it.
because people will find, the way that it relates to them. And it might not even be a lyric you said. It might be the beat you chose.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
It is. Do you have, and don't just say no, but I am curious. Do you have any regrets? Anything you wish you changed? And I remember, I'll give you an example, and I always get different, I don't always get different answers, but I asked Tyrese this question, and he's like, fuck yeah, I regret everything. There's so much. I wish, I wish I had done this, and I wish I had this guy in my corner telling me what to do. Like, you regret maybe leaving 1 year, 2 years earlier from Young Money, or not signing something, or you know what I mean? Anything that or no, I feel good about everything I've done, either good and the bad together.
All of it got me where I'm at.
Yeah,
If I wouldn't have left when I left, then that wouldn't have done this.
yeah,
That situation was gonna be that situation, and I knew that. Me being there on that, there's no way it wouldn't have been, like that. But I wasn't making the music that I wanted to make. You know what I'm
yep.
saying? So no, but I mean, there was once a Cadillac Le Cab on eBay for 12 grand, and I didn't pull the trigger on it, and
And
I
you
think
should have.
about it a lot. Yeah, I think about that a lot. Um, um, I mean, you know what? I wish I wouldn't have jumped off the stage at Rock the Bells and broke my leg, because I broke my fibula and my tibula, and then fucking Snoop and Wiz shot fucking Mac and Dev, and they wanted me to be in the movie, and I was like, yo, I can't do anything. Like, my legs broke. So,
I
I
get it.
could have took the steps after that concert.
So sticking with Wiz, and I'm going to use your, and I've read this about you. Friendship means a shitload to you,
The
and
most.
and
It's the
you're in.
only real thing that we have in life, because as each of us leaves Earth, and whoever you leave behind only have the stories that about what y'all did.
What do you think connects you with using Wiz as an example? And you guys have done so much together. What's with your friendships? What are the couple of things that are the big connections?
Um, the fact that we've both been, we've both enjoyed the spoils, but also endured the heartache of major label dealings. So that's what brought us together, because we both had like been through some shit, where it's like, I think I'm about to, and then, or I
Yeah, yeah,
think,
yeah,
and then it's like, you know what? I'll
yep.
just do it myself, because if it goes up or down, the only person I can be, I can fault is me. You know what I'm saying? That's just a better feeling. Shit crashing out because somebody else didn't really agree with what you was doing, that's whack as fuck, because that's not, that's somebody else fucking controlling your destiny. That's bullshit. So if you do it yourself and the shit don't work, you got to step back and look at why it didn't work, and then reapply it and bust a move again. You know what I'm saying? Because when it works, the only person that's going to be credited is you. You know what I'm
Is you?
saying? You
Is
sit
you?
back with the stack and delegate what you want to do with this money and who you want to bless and shit, and it's on you after that, because you went through all the bullshit. So
And to me, it's also the transparency of being honest about what the hell's going on, that you can share with somebody else and tell them exactly fuck, this shit's not working. It's not
Yeah,
working.
for
Because
sure.
everyone wants to be seen as the successful one. You know, there's no bad things. It's all good.
Yeah.
Everything's great.
The other shit I think that made me that keep me and Will so tight is the love for what we doing. We both love each other's art. You know what I'm saying? Have a good respect for each other's art. Um, and and we both went two different ways in the game, and we respect each other for it. He knows I was not about to try to become mega movie soundtrack man or none of that shit. I was gonna do what the fuck I was doing and continue to do it. You know what I'm saying? You will always get what you're gonna get from me. I knew that my brother was fucking Andre 3000 with shoulder pads, fur pants. I knew what the fuck he was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? With half of a foot in the game. The motherfucker can sing, dance, he's a kickboxer, whatever. So I knew what would happen. You know what I'm saying? So we respect each other for both of those things. Cause it's like, look, man, I'm gonna hold the underground down and I'm gonna make the same paper. I'm gonna fucking ball out too because I'm gonna work my ass off on the underground and just feed the street. You go do a backflip, fucking jump kick, high five a Ninja Turtle, get all of that shit too. And then we'll kill the game from both sides. And then whenever
And
we fucking line up, that's what happened, you know?
and this is where currency says, and I've read this, you got to own your lane, right? You got to
Fucking
own
right.
that, you got to stick with who you are and what you are. And
yeah, and it's gonna keep you in the game, man.
yeah,
People know what to expect from you, then they'll always shop with you. If motherfuckers know you got the weed, your shit is always legit.
yep,
They're not gonna get caught up who started selling weed, who got the different color bags and all
yeah,
this
yeah.
shit. Fuck that. I know what this dude has. I'm gonna go and buy that weed in the same little clear plastic bag, sealed with the fucking Ziploc, yellow and blue make green, and you seal it like that. I'll go get that shit because I know it's in. You know what I'm saying?
So, so on a personal level, ready? Where does your fashion sense come from? Where do you get it?
Well, shit, I told you, Slick Rick caught my eye as a kid. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, Deion Sanders is a fashion inspiration for me. Like the shit that he will wear off the field and off the diamond. He was like going, like
Yeah.
strolling through the fucking arena in like a windsuit. You know what I'm saying? And
And
shit like that.
he was doing that in college. He was doing
Yeah,
that
oh,
at
dude, bro,
FSU.
that shit that did a lot. That
Yeah,
shit moved me.
yeah,
That moved me. I like that. And I mean, I got a lot of girl cousins. So my girl cousins were hotties, like when I was a little kid. So all the fucking dudes with the big cell phones and medallions and fucking Maximas and whatever was the shit like 80s, 90s was pulling up by my grandma's house trying to like talk to my cousins and shit. So I would see like what was dope, you know what I'm saying, what was the have, and then my cousins had their homegirls and shit that come through, and I would see, you know what I'm saying, like what kind of motherfuckers they was checking for and shit. So I always knew, I always knew how to come through, you know.
Can you see? Because I can. Can you see modeling being in you in fashion as your thing?
I mean, hey,
I mean, that's a lane you can
I've
live
been
in.
doing I've been doing a few things. I've been doing a few things, but outside of Jet Life Apparel and doing a few lookbooks for some of my buddies, I wouldn't mind, I
But
wouldn't mind.
I can envision it. I see it.
I
You're
think I could do some styling, and I would like to do some set design for
yeah,
movies and shit. I love the '60s, '70s, '80s. You know what I'm saying? Just that whole from like wood paneling,
yeah.
from wallpaper to wood paneling on walls, rotary phones, man, egg chairs, orange carpet.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh,
Um,
I'm feeling it. I get it.
80s neon, flamingo shit, pop art. Bro, I would like to do some shit like that because of the movies that I like. That's part of what draws me in. It's not so much the guns and
No,
the
it's the
bricks
style. It's the
and shit.
style.
It's about how true to the era the buildings and the shit and shit are. You know what I'm saying? So I would like to get involved in shit like that for
All
sure.
right. So before we go, I'm going to do this really quick with you. I want to do quick word
Bro,
associations. I'm
this
going to get.
shit felt like this. I would like to return.
Oh,
I would like,
Currency, you're all. I love you.
yeah, I would
You.
like to return.
I think everyone, you're my new inspiration for fucking. There's certain people I want people to follow and use them as a guide. Ross is definitely one of those. I think Wayne on his fucking work ethic. I think everything you're spouting and saying, the fact that you own the fact that you can talk about Wiz the way you did, and the fact that you can have that vision to say, you know what, you go there and I see it.
Yeah,
I don't need to go there. I'm good
yeah.
right here.
Because you know what, bro? He had so much love for me, man, that he had trouble with what was coming for him because he didn't know how I would feel,
Yeah.
about